young talents like Baylor's safety DJ Coleman and Cincinnati running back Evan Pryor. In Tallahassee, Coach Norvell has brought in Texas's leading rusher Quinn Travion Wisner and former Stanford and Auburn quarterback Ashton Daniels. It's 72 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Well, Taylor Dahl, since Tom McManus joined the show, and also Aaron Beasley, this Jags team went from 4-13 to 13-4. So I think
Thanks to them.
Good luck charms.
Good
there
karma.
We go.
Yeah.
Good
I think we need to credit these two with part of the Jags turnaround this season.
Yeah, I think it's more a collective helmets and heels because we held their feet to the fire and then they proved themselves that they could actually get out of that fire and do some great stuff. So they've earned every bit of it. I think that's the best part. You know what I mean?
We give some good advice.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think they would be probably listening
Play
right
more
now.
press man. That's what we told them. Play more press man.
right.
And also Travis Hunter may need to decide to be more of a DB and focus just on one position moving forward. That's a name that we talked so much about from the time that they drafted him. And then once he got hurt and this team's been winning ever since, we've kind of moved along.
That'll be a hot button topic this offseason. What do you do with Travis Hunter? You know, do you play him? But I mean, it's too early to talk about it, but we're going to have to eventually, you know, do you play him both ways still? I mean, getting hurt in practice, I don't know if that totally means it's wear and tear, but maybe something to that. You know, just got to be really careful with him coming back, I think.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith used the word fatigue. He said a fatigue injury, which to me sounds like you're out there too much in that sense. And you could talk about maybe not this year, but just in general, doing both sides all through college, then coming in and being kind of pushed into doing both of those right away while also learning the game. It will be a conversation, but yeah, that's for the future because we have more games to play.
Exactly, we do.
Well, the thing is he's young.
Yep.
And, you know, at this level, the professionalism and how tight the game is, you have to really focus on one thing. Now, not saying that he can't play both. I always go back to how, you know, Coach Prime was used early. You know, when he was with the Cowboys. I mean, they had to use him, and that was different.
Right.
Like, we don't have to have him on offense. And it makes you think, I mean, even the way our defense is playing, now you put him out there, and he focuses on being a lockdown corner.
Right.
Instead of, you know, playing both sides, sporadically play some on offense, man, that defense would be, you know.
Selfishly, I want to see the ball in his hands, but I totally agree with that. And he's shown, like I said it when he first got out there, that he could play press. He could play that man. He can get up with the big boys and you know, really jam them and get his hands on them. And then he's so quick and he's got all the tools to be that kind of cornerback.
Well, it's another thing, you know, just how this game has changed since we played. You know, just the training and how big guys are, how fast they are. Now you got all these 6'5", 250-pound guys running 4.4s. It's a different game. When you get hit, it's different.
It is, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what is it? Velocity times whatever, force equals
mass.
Ouch.
Sounds right.
Headache. Knocked out something, you know. No,
the scientists.
Medical terms.
We'll make it up.
I want to talk. That works. I want to talk about the atmosphere that's going to be Everbank Stadium on Sunday. We've seen just over the last couple of days, really, the ticket prices increase, and we know why that is. Once they sell out from the entity themselves, then people go to the resale market, and that's where, of course, the price can get driven up. But I want to talk about, like I said, the atmosphere, how electric it will be. How much, Bees, can the home crowd affect the Bills' offense on Sunday?
The way I feel like it's going to be packed, it's going to be 50-50. Buffalo's coming, you know. So we're going to have to out noise them, if that's a word.
Good point.
Because they're going to bring the same type of crowd. I mean, just remember how Kansas City traveled. You know, this is one of those teams.
Buffalo travels.
They are a blue blood.
Yeah.
It's cold in Buffalo. This is like a vacation for them as well.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, we're going to have to outdrown their noise. But we just got to stay in the game. And that's one thing, you know, most of the times I don't even watch the game. I'm just around walking around,
At the
talking
game,
to people. And,
Yeah, didn't you two hang out together on
a
Sunday?
little bit, yeah.
and I lost him.
I joked about that on
lost
Friday,
it.
but I was like, he's gonna get lost sometime.
Oh, I start getting the conversations, and it's like I just can't stop, man. I
That
love
ADD is a crazy thing.
it is.
Crazy.
I forget what I'm even out there with these guys for. I'm out here networking, but
And you two together, that's a whole different
oh
story.
man, but it's good because the energy of this city. It's like when I first moved back for that playoff run, and it's like we got to keep that. I was thinking we got to keep that consistent. We got to keep that. It's a franchise moment where we don't need to go back another 8 years and skip 4 years. This needs to be like a constant thing because this city is on the way up.
Yep.
And this is all part of it, Jacksonville playing good football.
Yeah, good foundation, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is this year, and hopefully we just keep winning. Like we've been doing. Buffalo's going to travel. There's no doubt about it. But like an away trip, how do you shut up the crowd? Well, big hit will shut them up. A touchdown, not letting them score for a little bit. You can get the crowd quiet, but there will be a ton of Bills fans. I know. Yesterday, or in the morning, I called my ticket guy who helps me out with some of my clients one night. He's like, Tom, I don't have anything. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have anything? He's like, the minute it got announced that it was Sunday at 1, they're gone. I'm like, they're gone? He's like, I got maybe 2 together. I'm like, wow, that's unbelievable. It's great. I'm thankful. And I even said to him, I hope it's mostly Jag fans. He's like, I think so. But like B says, they do travel well, man, but who cares? Let them come down here and let them set tables on fire like jackasses and jump on top of like total idiots. Although I will say that the commercial with the babies they do it with, that's pretty awesome. I laugh every time that I see that. But
it better not be 50-50. That's what I'll say. It better not be.
It's probably not going to be
70-30,
50-50.
I think.
It won't be 50-50.
We'll outshine them, but listen, they come in droves too.
Yeah.
We've seen it just regular season games.
It snowed up there. They're ready for some Florida weather too.
But if you follow any Bills fans, they'll tell you they love Buffalo and they would never live in Jacksonville. And they much prefer
everybody's home is their
But
home.
a couple of days from snow.
Yeah, this is their vacation.
Well, and look, there's Bills fans around here too. That's some of it. I mean, Pittsburgh, it's not like they just travel. They got fans in every city. They got fan clubs. The Bills have them too. It's funny. Fan Cam, we all know Fan Cam. His wife works out at Planet Fitness, and she's a Bills fan, and she's got her Bills shirt on. I'm like, I guess we're frenemies for the week. And we started laughing. Hey, we go out to our cars. Just had we leave at the same time. I said, I'd wish you luck, but I wouldn't mean it.
Not really. And that's what we've talked so much about. All of the storylines here, which are incredible. The turnaround and Liam Cohen and Gladstone and Trevor's development and everything that's gone right and the storylines surrounding that. But Buffalo has their own, and they're coming in here saying the same thing. They're saying Josh Allen hasn't won a road playoff game. The Bills haven't since the 90s, a road playoff game. So they're looking at that. They're also saying everybody, the conversation now is, okay, no Burrow, no Lamar, no Patrick Mahomes. Right. Those are the guys that have been holding you back. If you don't win it now, you're not going to win it. That's what people are telling Buffalo. And so I think they have their own mindset and things coming in that are getting them fired up too to be able to do this. Yep. They just played their last game at their stadium, and that was an emotional moment for a lot of them. If you go back and you see any of those videos. So that's I hope that that makes it fun though. Everybody has their own things coming into this game of why it means so much, and I think that makes it monumental. I think one of the challenges for Liam, and he'll pass, is keeping this level head, right? You just won the championship, AFC South. The story, everybody's talking about it. Head coach of the year, deservedly so. Talking about it, Trevor getting the national line, all this great, fantastic stuff because you've won. And now you got to break it down to, hey, let's get all that out of here and focus on what we have to do. This is a football game, and we're going to have to out-physical this team because you know what they're saying up there? We're going to pound the ball. Yeah. We're 160 yards a game. I don't care that they shut down Jonathan Taylor twice. I don't care that they've led the league all year. We're a different O-line. We're going to pound the heck out of them. That's what they're thinking. They're going to play action us. They're going to pound us. Josh Allen's going to take over, eventually win that game. It's going to come down to that. I said yesterday, it's very cliche, Bees, but this is going to be a physical. I can't wait. It's going to be such a physical football game. They're going to come out trying to be physical. We're going to do the same and let best man win at that line of scrimmage. That's going to be one of the big keys this weekend. That's always the name of the game in the playoffs. It is. Because you know so much about your opponent because that's your only focus. And, I was thinking coming in, how
how do you take this playoff knowing that the intensity might go up, but you still have to stay in the same rhythm as a player and not try to do too much. You know, it's almost like any other sport. You don't want to tighten up.
Right.
So
you don't want to peak too early either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm already juiced up. Like, I'm about to play, man.
I was
like,
pretty calm when I walked in, and I'm like, geez.
I'm waking up before my alarm clock. I'm going to go work out. You know, I'm ready, man.
Yeah, man.
I do think the experience that the Bills have in the playoffs that is or can be thought of as an advantage for them. I do think they're coming to this game thinking we just play our game and we're going to the Super Bowl, right? Like how the Jags are thinking, we just play our game, we're going to the Super Bowl. Maybe not quite Super Bowl talk yet, but we are going 1-0 as long as we play our game. They believe, the Bills, I guarantee, believe that they are their biggest opponent, right? Like they just have to play within themselves.
I think, like you just said, all these quarterbacks are out there sitting there. This is Josh Allen's time to win a Super Bowl. I mean, it's a perfect setup for him to win a Super Bowl. That's what they're thinking.
That's pressure, though, too.
Understandable, but okay, Josh Allen, that's the past, right? This is today. I mean, this week we're playing. Who has been the better quarterback this year?
Trev.
There you go.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
That's what I look at.
It's pretty close.
Last
It's pretty
8.
close.
Yeah, you can't go by
last 8
last.
games.
You can't go by the past.
And he is,
playoffs.
for the record, Allen does have a bad foot, so there might be some issues with that. Look, granted, it was sloppy conditions, but that was a sloppy game. The Bills were sloppy. Philly was just a little off, too, but they brought it together and made it a game at the end and just a 2-point conversion away from pulling it off. So, look, they're a really good football team.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody in the playoffs deserves to be in the playoffs. Look, you could say the same about a few other teams. Honestly, look, I already said I have them winning 27-24, but the Bills, the Texans, and the Pats, just because I don't know, are the ones that probably worry me out of the others. You know what I mean? Like Chargers, I feel good about.
Yeah.
You know, if we had to play them again, I wouldn't be
Denver.
too good. Denver, Denver, I know they're really good. I know it. there's something about them. I don't feel like they're that strong a number one
The quarterback.
overall.
The quarterback is the
Bo?
question.
It might
Bobo.
be Bo.
That's-
Yeah.
It's Bobo.
It might be.
Yeah, I do think that when it comes to this team, the Bills coming in, they didn't win their division, right? So there's a chip on the shoulder for them. They're sitting there going, yeah, the Jags just celebrated with hats and T-shirts. Like, let's catch them still celebrating as we march into Everbank and leave with a win, which they did not do the last time.
They did not.
They were here in 2017. All right, we'll keep the Jaguars conversation going. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you. 1010XL's running game takes a giant step forward.
Well, Fred Taylor is the whole package.
Fred Taylor joins Dan and Jeff on the drill. Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein & Robbins DUI defense firm.
Best Bet is number 1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law. It's a Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Backed by Morgan & Morgan. For the people. Dial #law.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
John Osher knows Jacksonville football like Jack's Beach knows the ocean.
That makes two of us.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Still time to swing by Chick-fil-A and get the Peppermint Chip Milkshake, Peppermint Chip Frosted Coffee, or the Peppermint Iced Coffee from Chick-fil-A. Whether you are in the mood for something sweet and creamy or made with coffee, these drinks are a classic way to treat yourself or those you love. Peppermint beverages are at Chick-fil-A for just a limited time, so stop by your local restaurant and order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Hacker here for the best weight loss program that I've ever done. And look, 2026 is on the horizon. If it's time for you to drop the weight like it was for me, book your consultation with Awaken 180 right now. Don't wait till all the New Year's resolutions start. You can start when you're ready, but go ahead and talk to the great folks of Awaken 180. As I tell you guys, I lost over 100 pounds. There was no shots, there was no medication, there was no supplements. You follow the great, tremendous coaching you get every week with the great folks of Awaken 180, and the weight falls off. They coach you up, they give you the tools you need to drop the weight that you need to drop. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800 and get involved with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Bell, Aaron Beasley, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. I have some numbers to run by y'all.
All right.
The Buffalo Bills are 8-1 on Sunday at 1 p.m.
Ooh.
The one is a loss in the state of Florida.
Miami. Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
They didn't play us.
Yeah.
Unless they lost at the
Did they
Bucs.
play Tampa? I think they did play Tampa,
They
but
did,
I thought
so I
they
don't-
beat Tampa up in Buffalo.
I just know it was in the state of Florida.
Maybe
But
not.
I will do some research.
Because, like you said, a lot of the
Beat the
New
Bucs at
England,
home.
Buffalo, they struggle in Miami when they have to go to Miami.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
for
always
whatever
been a
reason.
weird storyline
Yeah.
for them.
They
It's
go
been
out
their
too late.
kryptonite.
They're hitting the clubs at
Like
night.
Florida.
That's the problem.
November 9th, the Bills lost at the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I thought,
that makes
30
a lot
to
of
13.
sense.
It was not
Wow.
even that close back then. Josh Allen had 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I want to give you that figure or that stat, and then also the Jaguars 6-1 when trailing after the first quarter. The one loss would be to the Rams.
Okay.
They were down 14-0 after that first quarter, and
Mhm.
obviously did not fight back. Liam Cohen was asked about that by Ryan O'Halloran in the post-game presser on Sunday, and Liam was like, "Oh, I didn't even know," or maybe it was Monday, but he was like, "I didn't even know that was a stat. Like, I didn't
Right.
even know that."
Because
obviously-
everything's a stat now.
Right, but coaches aren't
Yeah,
as
no
worried
doubt.
about the end of the first quarter. I think they look more probably
Yeah.
at halftime. And then on Friday, Liam did say his game plan, his ideal game plan would be every week to throw for 250 plus and run for 150.
Okay.
And the reason that stuck
Yeah.
out to me is because once upon a time we had a head coach
Mm-hmm.
here in Urban Meyer who said he wants to run and pass equally for 250 every game, which would be 500 yards per game.
Right.
And we all thought, I don't think he understands that you don't get as many plays in an NFL game as you get a college football game, and that should have been our first clue.
Yeah.
We had many clues with that one, but yeah.
Also true.
I like the ratio.
Yeah.
250,
No, I like
150.
it.
That
Me
sounds
too.
great. Yeah,
I think
that would
that's
work great.
absolutely very, very achievable, so to
400
speak.
yards. That's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the 250, 220 to 250, 125 to 150. That's kind of that works. That's a good balance.
That D coordinator be fired.
Hayes
Well,
said
we've had
yesterday
fired one already.
if the Jaguars limit the Bills to under 120 rushing yards, he feels pretty good about it. What do you think on the reverse side? How many yards would you like the Jags rushing, not just like to get, but how many do you think that they'll get in a win?
I'm going to say the Jags will be over 100 yards. I'm going to say over 125 combined, not including Trevor's scrambles, right? Called runs, maybe I'll throw in there, but scrambles I wouldn't throw in there. Look, they're not very good at stopping the run, the Buffalo Bills. They're very good at the pass. They're not, they don't have a ton of sacks either. We're pretty close to each other in terms of total sacks and TFLs and those types of things. But I think their kryptonite is stopping the run. They have a very tough time stopping the run. They've had a lot of injuries up front.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver's one of them. He was a total stud, D3 technique. So those guys been struggling up front. But they still listen. That D-line still's got Boza. He's questionable, but he can be a force. That Daquan Jones is a beast, 6'4", 320. He makes, so it's not like they don't have anybody there. I'm a little surprised they've given up so much in the run, but they have. They're like 30th in the league in yards per carry. They're 28th, I think, in yards per game. I think that's what my notes said. I'm trying to remember them. But I think that's where we take advantage. Last week it was the pass to the run. Now I think it's run to the pass and then just find that balance to get down the field.
The only thing with those stats that kind of worries me is because late in the season they've been playing a little bit better versus the run. I mean, when they stopped the Eagles, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, the weather, yes, but they still stopped their run. They were getting to the ball. But I think it's going to take balance. And, I mean, every run isn't a run. A short pass is a run to me.
Yeah.
Just getting rid of the ball quick and on time and not letting that pressure get there. I think their linebackers, they're not really cover linebackers. So I think Etienne could be a matchup. I think Strange could be a good matchup. Yep. When I look at their defensive backs, I don't know if they're going to play too much man because my man 27, he's a little older. That's my he's an old buddy of mine.
Yeah.
They just signed him back. But the thing is, I think
Slay, that guy?
Not Slay.
He didn't want to go.
He was on the Bills, and then they brought him back.
Right.
But my thing is, they don't have. I mean, they do have Benford, who is a good zone corner.
Tre'Davious White.
Tre'Davious White,
There you
yes,
go.
Tre'Davious
There you
White.
go.
Thank you. That would have stuck in my mind. But the thing is, I think our passing game could be really effective if it's short, quick timing, get rid of the ball just like we did last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, Tom. I was just going to
good.
say. I think Etienne's touches overall are certainly really important. It doesn't necessarily have to be that Etienne gets, or between Etienne, Tootin, and Allen, that they get 125 yards on the ground. But if they can get certainly some things done with him catching the ball out of the backfield or Allen catching the ball out of the backfield, like that to me, those total touches for the running back are going to be really important.
I'm running right at Milano.
Yeah.
I mean, those off tackle we talk about all the time, Taylor. Those are the most. They seem to be the most successful running. Now, the trap plays have been working, but the trap off tackle's been working like crazy. And then Bees is right. You got to use that pass as well to kind of keep them off balance. But I'm running right at Milano, and for the record, I don't think many linebackers can cover Etienne in one-on-one situations. I think he beats them the majority of the time, Milano included, who's known as a cover kind of guy, but I don't know. He had an injury. He's coming. He's been back a little bit this year. He's a really good player. He's a Boston College guy. I should talk about him better, I guess, but he is a good player. But I think he can be had going at him against the run and putting like what Bees just said, putting Etienne on, see if he can cover him. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like because the way their defense is set up to where it is easier to run on them than pass, at least it has been for the majority of the season when it comes to Buffalo. And the Jags just haven't ran the ball as efficiently in these previous games. Just taking a quick look at it, even including Trevor's and his runs also, they've only surpassed 100 yards 4 times, and a couple of them were like 103, 102. You had a couple 120s in this win stretch they've had. The rest are like 60, 70 yards you're rushing, and that's with what Trevor's doing on the ground. So I think, to me, this game, and maybe I'm surprised, like maybe you shock me after the game, but I feel like because this is a defense you can take advantage of that and run the ball, you use that, lean into it a little bit, and give Trevor those opportunities to go deep, because once they start stacking the box to try and figure that out and slow down to an ETN, then you have a little bit more opportunities down the field. But I'd expect a game where you're rushing 140, 150 in my eyes, just because that's what I think you can take advantage of with this defense.
Yeah, I want to see Tootin get some carries.
He
and
looks good
explosive.
in his very limited action this past Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
His return from the finger injury. Yeah, I feel like for Liam Cohen, it's going to be a challenge for him too. This is the first time he's ever been a play caller in an NFL game as also the head coach, right? Like, he has to stay balanced. He has to stay level-headed, and he has to stay balanced when it comes to the play calling too, not just emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the best play callers, they adapt during the game, right? They may go in with a set idea of how we can beat like him.
That was him.
Like me. Like me.
Sure. You go in with a plan.
Did the Blake Shelton voice finger. That's me. Pick me.
It was that.
You go in with a plan, but then you adapt, right? Because maybe your plan's not working. You're like, okay, I gotta mix this up somehow. They figured out, and the Bills, look, they're studying all these tendencies, and they keep messing around. They just even last week with Parker Washington doing the loop-de-loop around the backfield. Like that's just a little wrinkle that they don't really use a lot. And then they're sitting there going, oh, well, look at that. Wonder what he did out of that. Well, you know what they'll do? The Jags, they'll do the same thing, but then run a different play out of it and totally screw you up. So both sides, so both play callers that, on both teams, the ones that can adapt, that can improvise and make things happen. You may start off with, we got to run to pass, and then you're like, no, wait, we need to throw on first down. We need to loosen them up a little bit. So those are the best ones. So I think Liam's right up there. He seems to be like, take ETN. ETN's getting shut down. What does he do? Let's get him out in the open field and give him the football and throw the ball to him. And what does he do? He gets 3 touchdowns in the game. You know what I mean? So I think he knows how to adapt pretty well.
Well, I mean, there's not much difference in defense than when we played. Cover 1, cover 2, cover 3. Yeah. You got the coverages. What I see is, Coach Liam takes advantage of all these weaknesses. That's kind of like what I was doing, you find what they're going to do, and you just, you stick with it. Don't be scared to run the same plays with disguise in your alignment. That's a lot of the things that I see with him. You don't know what's coming play per play, but it still looks the same.
Yeah. I like how also Liam gave credit to Shane Waldron on that play because he's their red zone offensive, I guess, play call. Here, I'm going to bring you something. He's like, he brought it to me. And Liam's like, I like it. That's cool stuff. Because you have to come up with different things, especially in the playoffs. You have to have a wrinkle. You never know at the time of the game where you're going to have to throw a wrinkle into the game plan to get a spark, to make a comeback, whatever it may be. So, these wrinkles happen every week, and then they get, like B said, heightened every single week in the playoffs. So you got to think they're coming up with all kinds of stuff.
That was Donovan Darius for me.
Yeah.
Donovan would go watch a game and send me the video, and I would call it too. And it worked for a touchdown, like three for 3.
There you go. There you go.
Listen to your coaches.
That's right.
Well, we've seen, let's think about all the different tools that they have in the toolbox. We've obviously seen Trevor take off. That's something that has been very effective. We've seen the Wildcat. The Jaguars have run that multiple times this season. We saw the failed hook and ladder recently, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point in time in the playoffs, the Jaguars try the hook and ladder again. We've certainly seen... We saw a delayed handoff this past Sunday. That hasn't been something that they've used very often. Liam obviously has a wide array of things, and yes, the other offensive staff members as well that are helping with the game plan. Grant Udinski among them, Shane Waldron, Spencer Whipple. They're all obviously in this together. But that's the fun part if you're the play caller. I feel like especially if you're up by a touchdown or two, then you really get to kind of go deeper into your playbook.
Well, and also how much haven't we even seen that they feel like, let's save this for these certain moments, because a lot of stuff is situational when you go into certain scenarios that you're getting yourself into. And the Jags have had a lot of leads in the last 8 games, so there's probably certain things you haven't even really had to use a ton. I go back and you look at when you talk about Liam Cohen not having the experience of play calling and the head coach, but last year obviously being in the postseason and they lost to the Commanders 23-20 in that game. It was very interesting going back because I remember, and that was probably probably learning some things that Liam Cohen was able to take out of that, because Baker only threw the ball 18 times in that game, and he was really efficient when he was throwing. He was 15 for 18 for almost 300 yards in that game, and so for whatever the reason was, they kind of backed off of that and were leaning into the run. So you do want that. I think the learning experience from what Liam Cohen saw in the postseason last year, maybe you bring some of that into this too, because you do have similar aspects when it comes to how you can run the ball and the quarterback with how Trevor's playing right now too.
Yeah. You got to want to tell. I was just thinking, like De'Ami Brown, he was really good at those jet sweeps in the preseason, in the camp. And, you think about, you hear stories of, Brady would tell a story, we'd go to a play that we did 3 years ago, man. And, we just thought it would work this week, and it worked. But you got to think, the offensive guys are thinking, I'm not saying De'Ami's going to be a focal point. Sure. I'm saying there may be a wrinkle there where they're hey, let's throw him in here. No one's going to be expecting anything. We'll do that jet sweep, and boom, he'll be around the corner. Remember, he was so fast in the corner. Nobody was catching him once he got around it. I'm just wondering those little wrinkles, because you're still going to throw the ball to all the guys that have been the main targets, right? But you're going to have to come up with different things. For instance, the Tootin touchdown at home a couple weeks ago. Remember, he came from the wing and came all the way around and up. That was a wrinkle. Nobody was doing it with the running back. They were doing it with the tight end. And then they throw Tootin. Everyone's like, oh, Tootin's in the wing. He's not doing anything. He's going to do, what's he going to do? I don't know. And he just comes all the way around and goes up that seam, and he's wide open and touchdown. You know what I mean? Open. That's a wrinkle that they got to keep coming up with those, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, and that's the fun part. You know that, Bees. That's the coolest part of all of it. Is drawing the plays up. By the way, Liam yesterday was asked on if he's going to rewatch the Bills-Jaguars game from last year, when, of course, the Bills destroyed the Jags on Monday Night Football. I believe it was 47-10. His answer, no. No, I'm not looking at that game. No. So it's a totally different ball game, that's for sure.
Sounds like he knew what happened.
Yeah.
I think he was well aware, because he watches a ton of football, and so I'm sure that last year, because the Bucs weren't playing on Monday Night Football, obviously, it was just the Jags and the Bills, he watched that game.
I'll tell you what, 2017, that was a great game against Buffalo, and if you remember, the boat took over with his legs.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? He saved the day a few times running for first downs, and of course the 1-yard touchdown pass, a 10-3 win. I'd watch that again because of the environment. I mean, it was unbelievable that day at the I don't know what it was called back then, the bank, or what was it called back then?
Everbank.
Was it the bank in 2017?
Then TIA, then back to Everbank.
There you go. Yeah,
and it's still the same style defense.
Yeah.
So think about that.
Right.
They can be touched.
Yeah, Ben Koyak had the lone touchdown.
Ben Koyak, that's right. Go to Ben.
This is such an odd game, but it was great.
It was great. I love that game.
Yeah, they did. Knocked Tyrod Taylor out, and after that, you knew it was over. But the environment for sure. And then, of course, Liam's very familiar with the Jags-Chargers game from 2022.
That's right.
Well, early January 2023. All right, Tom's takeaways when we return. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on Tintin XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
It's January in Jacksonville, so you turn on the shower knob expecting hot water. It comes up cold. That's a tough loss to start the day, but Duck Duck Rooter is here to turn things around with the new year, new water heater promotion. Duck Duck Rooter makes replacing that old water heater a winning play. Right now, get a new water heater installed for just $14.99 on select models with standard installation. Call now to schedule your free estimate and take the cold shower off the scoreboard. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday, protected by Morgan & Morgan. This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Running a small business is tough, so the Florida Small Business Development Center at UNF provides a free business checkup, a personalized analysis that helps you boost profits, your online presence, and increase your company's value. No cost, no strings attached. It's guidance from experts who understand what it takes to succeed in business. Whether you're just starting out or ready to expand, it's time to act. Complete a request for consulting at unf.edu/SBDC.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. People ask, are your solutions for thinning hair permanent? Yes, our solutions have permanent natural results and are guaranteed to work. Put our 35 years of experience helping 10,000 plus men and women to work for your thinning hair. Our trademark hair transplant procedures will give you 3 times more hair in one procedure. PRP and laser treatments are fast, easy, and effective, and only take 30 minutes. Most of our staff have experienced hair loss ourselves. Our caring and confidential team can help you look better and feel better about yourself and restoring your hair again.
For your confidential consultation, call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or go to hairforme.com. That's hairforme.com.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Jaguars, Tom McManus and Aaron Beasley here. Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. By the way, RJ, how was your birthday yesterday?
Oh, it was great. Thanks for asking.
Of course.
It was a good birthday. I mean, 31st birthday. Guess we can officially say I'm officially in my 30s, although that doesn't make sense. I was 30 last year, but no, it was good.
How was the food? What was the birthday dinner like there, RJ?
There was breakfast for dinner.
Okay,
so
I like that.
so pancakes, chicken.
Waffle House or not Waffle
I
House?
love it. I had cereal the other night for dinner, and it was fantastic. Let me tell you. I was very happy.
Our quarterback loves him some Waffle House, so that's why I was curious.
That's right.
Was it Waffle House?
Honestly, I haven't been to Waffle House in a while, and I'm kind of sad about that. I should definitely make a Waffle House stop. I was
that's
thinking about
phenomenal.
that. I love it. It used to be when I was in my 20s. That's what you do after the bars. You would go to Waffle House.
Yeah.
That's just part of it.
Yeah.
But it might be
waffle for dessert for me. Like that's like the last thing I eat.
Yeah, same. I'm the same.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Be careful though in Jack's Beach Waffle House. So that's all I'm going to say.
It's a little wild out there.
Careful, especially late at night. I don't know. You might want to bring your bodyguard with you. That's all I'm saying.
So Tom has that for a takeaway, and let's see what else.
There you go.
Now.
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's Takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
All right, my takeaway today on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon is a little shout out to the offensive line coach, Sean Serrett. I mean, this guy has turned this offensive line into quite a unit, man. And it's all the attitude change. And it's been fantastic. Of course, he added guys. Great job by James Gladstone bringing them in. And but a great job by the O-line coach. I mean, look, like I said yesterday, I was so jacked up to see Walker Little take that guy for a ride and then pancake him right in the middle of the field. And it was so aggressive and violent. I was like, that's about time. I'm so happy to see that. And that comes from the coach. That comes from the coach. I'll go back to, God rest his soul, Mike Mazer, one of the best O-line coaches ever. And he would get on his guys all the time. I mean, all the time. But then he also gave them love when they needed it. Man, they turned out to be quite the offensive line. So kudos to Liam for hiring Sean, who came from Minnesota. I'm sure Grant had something to do with that as well. But this offensive line, look, and even with all the injuries, you come in, you plug another guy in, it's the same attitude, and it's been a great thing. And that's my takeaway to the offensive linemen, all you hogs out there. Brought to our good friends at J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Remember when Boyer used to do that? The O-line would be jogging by in practice, and he'd start doing the moves like they're a big bunch of cows
Just getting herded.
And they'd be giving them the finger.
It sounded
like,
different when they
Boyer
ran by.
and all stuff. We'd be laughing. It's so funny.
As I was thinking through it, not about that, but as far as the playoff experience, the Jags defense, I want to say, has more playoff experience than the Jags offense. So let's go through it. Trevor Lawrence on the offense obviously has played in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Etienne has played in the playoffs. Offensively, you've got
Hainsey. Well, I don't know if he started,
Robert
but he was
Hainsey.
on the team.
At least he was on the team that was in
Yeah.
the playoffs last year.
McCary was with the Ravens.
With the
There was a
Ravens,
Raven
yep,
in there.
yep.
Was Jacoby ever on a team that was in the postseason?
I don't
New England?
think so.
Yeah, that's why I don't remember where New England was
Yeah,
at
they
that
haven't
point in
been good
time
for a while.
Yeah. So I don't know about him.
Okay, good call.
Diami, obviously, but we haven't seen much of him. But,
Right.
But yeah, Diami.
I mean, that's why he had
season.
$10 million from last year.
Right.
Yeah. Right. What he did in the
But
playoffs
yeah,
for Washington.
obviously,
yeah.
Brian Thomas Jr., no. The rookie running backs, no.
Yep.
Britton Strange, no.
Nope.
And then defensively, you've got guys Foye, Trayvon, Josh Hines Allen,
Derek.
Armstead, Jordan Lewis.
Buster Brown, Jordan Lewis,
Yeah.
even though Jordan Lewis isn't
Yeah.
going to be able to play.
Greg Newsome, does he?
The Browns.
With Cleveland, they went to the playoffs.
They did under Flacco,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. They
Yeah.
went to the playoffs that one year. That one.
Dewan Smoot.
Yep.
So there's, I feel like more defensively,
defensive side, yeah.
than
Mm-hmm.
offensively have playoff experience, which I don't know what that means necessarily.
I was about to say that, that's not a lot.
And it's still not a
Collectively, it's not a lot.
Both coordinators have it.
And
Yeah.
then Logan Cook and Ross Matzik, obviously, as well.
So we go up to Buffalo in '96 as a wild card, right? They never lost at home prior to that game. I don't remember feeling like anything. Like
Didn't matter.
It just we're going up there to play Buffalo. We felt pretty good because we were on a run. Like we'd run 6 in a row or whatever, heading into the playoffs. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Now it got heightened quick because they went up 12-0.
Yeah,
and we were like, what? Whoa! Time out. And then we got it back with Clyde's pickoff of the shovel pass to Thurman Thomas. But
That'll do it. Those takeaways. By the way, Jacoby
There you
Myers
go.
did make the postseason
Okay.
one
New
season
England.
in
With New England.
2021.
Okay.
Yeah, with New England, 40 6 catches for 40 yards.
But like I was saying earlier, now it is heightened. Of course it is, because any play can cost you the game, right?
Yep.
Which costs you the run to the Super Bowl. But like I was saying earlier, like that's going to be the job of Liam, right? Like, hey guys, this is a game. What's this? He goes by 1-0.
Yeah.
We're going for another 1-0 week. You got to hopefully keep that mentality, that same mindset, because it can be a lot. The media starts coming around, especially when you start winning. The next time, if you go to the divisional playoffs, now you have more media, you have more things. It's just everybody's excited, everybody's happy, there's a lot of hoopla, and you do it. You got to stay focused and remember what got you to that point.
Yeah.
And I think they'll do it. I'm not worried about that at all. I think Liam has shown that for a first-year coach, he's a mature coach.
Yeah.
His team's mature. It comes from his coach. I mean, that's where it trickles down.
Same with
But
Campy, too.
They're going to have to do that.
Like, he's a mature first-year defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Campy's just like, let's go beat them all up. That's all he's like, let's get him in the ring and we'll punch him in the face and beat him up. And he's so fired up. But, that's going to be part of it, though.
That's setting the tone, though.
Yeah.
Those
No, we love it.
Yeah, few moments. The Titans tried to set the tone by being dirty in the beginning of that game on Sunday. Bees, I don't know if you were watching, but very early on in that game, I was shocked that flags were not thrown. Because Simmons, and then they had another player that had a late hit on the sidelines that I couldn't believe a flag wasn't thrown. By the way, speaking of media, I saw this Good Morning Football had Tony Dungy on, and we love Tony Dungy. Nothing against Tony Dungy, the former, obviously, great coach. Here's his rankings when it comes to the AFC teams playing on Wild Card Weekend. So the Broncos are not factored into this. Number 1, he has the Houston Texans. Number 2, the LA Chargers. Number 3, the Buffalo Bills. Number 4, the New England Patriots. Number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers. 5 out of 6?
I can see where his list comes from.
Yeah?
Playoff experience by the coach. If you look at the coach, you look at the coaches that he named
Harbaugh,
in there.
McDermott, Vrabel.
But
D'Amico only has what?
Well, they've been in the
season
playoffs the last 2 years. I mean, division champs. So and their defense, the way they're playing. I mean, I just think that's more like we're still new to the world.
But
right
Tomlin
now.
has the most experience.
Well, they don't have
six.
the talent. Their talent is not. Is,
They're limping in.
yeah, exactly. I mean, when you watch them play,
They're
it's
a
like
missed field goal.
Look, I do appreciate her transparency. But Tracy Wolfson went on Twitter, was like, "Hey, I haven't really watched any Jaguars all year, but I'm watching now. I think that's probably for a lot of
we played
national
on Monday
people.
night against the Chiefs.
I know.
Wasn't she here for that?
But now the
I
Chiefs
guess
are
not.
down and
That's
out, so
ESPN.
nobody thinks about that
That's
win
valid.
anymore.
Yeah, that it was that
you know
good of
what
a
I'm
win.
saying?
Right. Yeah. Right. From the national perspective, we know from watching every week.
But it's all good.
And she's watching now, so that's good because I think she'll be on the sidelines on Sunday.
She will.
That's with their crew, right? CBS crew.
Yep.
So, I think a lot of national pundits probably the same. They go by stats. They're looking at that, like B said. Oh, yeah, they beat KC, but KC's not very good this year. 6-win team, so not that impressive. Oh, they went out and beat San Fran. Yeah, we did. Yeah, but San Fran was kind of beat up. There was no, the Purdy wasn't there. It wasn't the same thing. It was just whatever. That's the national thinking, right? But we've watched them week in and week out, so we've got a better feel for what kind of team they are.
And having to go to overtime against the Raiders and the Cardinals, I think people are putting that in the con category, obviously not the pro. Even though in our minds too, you came back, you overcame adversity, especially those 3 interceptions and a fumble against the Cardinals, and you won those games. You won close games. You learned how to win in overtime. Like those can also be pros, but. For the national people, they don't worry about that. All right, Taylor's Tangent awaits on the other side. Keep it right here. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Wherever you go, we go.
Those are the rules. I didn't make them up.
Download the 1010XL and XL 92.5 FM apps for free on Apple and Android devices to listen anywhere in the world.
It may be the key to the whole plan. Get it? Got it. Good.
There's no doubt that we were in good hands when our son's shoulder and hip issues were diagnosed quickly by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. No matter what your orthopedic issue is, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialists take a look. You'll be glad you did.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, we all know Jax is more than just a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of one another. And this Tom McManus, former Jaguar, J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Jacksonville, is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris, property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated, and we are J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday
is served by
Morgan & Morgan.
Ready to race Jacksonville? Indoor racing anytime at K1 Speed. Fast electric karts, real competition, and family fun. Buy 2 races, get 1 free every Tuesday. Cruise over to K1 Speed Jacksonville today. Your top destination for indoor racing.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On January 6, 1976, millionaire communications executive Ted Turner buys the Atlanta Braves for a reported $10 to $12 million.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Spring will be here before we know it. So give them a call today and upgrade that area that needs it the most. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Yo, it's your main man ET here for Blue Chew. And guess what? Blue Chew tablet isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code. Blue Chews provide access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at your best. Stronger, longer. It's like someone gave you downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. No awkward doctor visits and no uncomfortable waiting rooms. It's nothing worse when them nosy behind neighbors are looking at your packages and then asking you questions. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. I got this. Blue Chew is simple. It's discreet and delivered straight to your door. And let's be honest, this isn't just for you. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. That's right. Just use promo code 1010XL and you pay $5 shipping. That's it. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Use code 1010XL, then just chew it and do it.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
That's right. It's just Tuesday. The game comes up on Sunday, everybody.
So far away.
Take your chill pills. Just sit back, relax, get hydrated, get excited, and then be super loud at the bank on Sunday. I don't even have to tell people to get their tickets because y'all sold that thing out a while back. Taylor Dahl is your tangent on Jaden Barr returning to the University of Florida.
It is not. I'm sorry. But good for you guys.
Are you trying to steer these things? You're like my German Shepherd, always trying to make me do stuff.
But good for Florida. Good for Florida. That was one. I was interested because, I think he wanted to listen. So, and that's the way you listen to see what people will give you. I'm hearing like $1.5 million is what he's going to be making as a college running back. So that's pretty nice.
I mean, he earned every penny of that to me. And in case people didn't hear, I just wanted to make sure that we slipped that news in since we have tons of Jaguars to get to. But right now, Taylor Dahl does have a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
It's funny, Tommy, that you did your takeaway off the offensive line because mine's based also, my tangent is based on the offensive line, but in general, the playoff teams' offensive lines. Some interesting notes from this, and when you go through, these are just the grades of, they break it down between pass blocking and run blocking. So one of the ones that really stick out before I get to where the Jags are, the Chargers have the 31st pass blocking offensive line and the 32nd run blocking offensive line.
Well,
We know they lost their tackle.
No Slater.
Yeah, they've been hurt. It's a lot of injuries, and that's rough. So credit to Justin Herbert and that offense for what they've been able to do despite having pretty much the worst offensive line in the NFL on both sides. But going through just the playoff teams, we'll start with the AFC side because that matters more here. But Denver, they have the number 1 pass blocking offensive line and the number 7 run blocking. Buffalo has the 3rd best pass blocking and the 6th best run blocking. Jacksonville Jaguars right now, they have them at the 10th best pass blocking and 14th run blocking. And Pittsburgh, 4th with pass blocking, 18th with run blocking. New England, 5th best pass blocking and 16th best run blocking. And then Houston, also we know they've struggled on their offensive line, but it has gotten a little bit better the second half of the season, especially comparably to last year. But they're still 23rd in pass blocking and 20th in run blocking. So some interesting numbers there. But when you look at the Denver and Buffalo, they have 2 of the best on both sides of what you can ask for an offensive line, at least in the AFC. So it's just interesting to kind of look at it in that sense. The Jags right there, like I said, 10-14, which I think there were probably moments this year where they were ahead of that that, and then moments where they were a little low. So that's that median range for what they've done this season. But they've played well, despite, we mentioned this yesterday, injuries too to this offensive line and having to kind of mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, and I think, like stats, they do tell a lot, of course. You look at the Jags and the amount of sacks they've given them, I think it's 32 or 36, somewhere around there. But 14 came in 2 weeks, and they just had 2 bad weeks.
Yeah.
So they haven't been beat like that in a very long time, right? So hopefully, look, the playoffs are all about what? What do you're rolling in? What are you hot at? You're stopping the run, like you just said. Buffalo getting better, stopping the run. Are they coming in and it's a hot team that maybe has turned it around? You don't know until you start playing a game, or the other way around. Like our running game, you could sit there and be like, hadn't been very good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good against Indy, but it wasn't good against Tennessee. I mean, ETN's numbers aren't very good at all. I think he 2.3 yards carry against Tennessee, and it was 3.8 prior to that. We talked about that last week. So you can sit there and be like, well, their running game's not that good, but what if they get back to where they were hitting their stride earlier and it just happens to click against Buffalo? Next thing you know, they're running the ball and they're having success doing it. So, again, like Bees was saying earlier, that O-line, that D-line, that line of scrimmage, man, again, it's cliche, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's the winner of that, they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
Jaguars,
An interesting one too, just on the NFC side, because Seattle is they have their pass blocking is 20th and their run blocking is 15th. So also credit to them too. It was something that coming into this season was the reason I wasn't quite sure what Seattle was going to be able to do, because Sam Darnold in Minnesota had such a good offensive line, and granted they fell off too because they've had injuries. But I was concerned to see how he was going to be able to perform behind a line that wasn't like top 10 in both categories. But he's showing he's able to do it.
Yeah, I like
and they
that.
can run the heck out of the ball. We saw that this last
That
week.
guard, Zabel.
Oh, yeah, Zabel.
He's
I wanted
mean.
him so bad in
He's
the draft.
so mean.
I thought he was
good. I
gonna be a
like
center,
watching him.
but-
Yeah, he's a good
Mean
player.
football
And they didn't have Cross last week, too. Their left tackle who's a really good player. So you're right about that. That's Charbonnet, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Charbonnet.
Oh my gosh.
He's tough. He can really
I
hit
like
the
him
hole.
because I like Chardonnay.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
Yeah, the Jags allowed 32 sacks this season. Like
32.
you said, 14 came within those 2 games.
Right.
You always have to wonder, to your point about stats, Tom, how much does the running back help the offensive line? How much does the quarterback help the offensive line? Or vice versa?
Yeah.
How much is the quarterback hurting the offensive line by holding the ball too long? Or how much is a running back not seeing, not having
Not
great
making
vision,
the
not
cut,
seeing
not
the
hitting the
holes,
hole,
not hitting,
right.
all that stuff.
lot.
And so there's the gray area there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to look too because I do remember going back to the beginning of the season. There was several games where I feel like Trevor didn't get sacked for a while towards the beginning. So he had 3 sacks within the first 5 weeks, and then there was those back-to-back 14.
Right.
And then since then it was a one game. He had 5 sacks. Houston got him 5 times. 3 back-to-back with Arizona and Tennessee, and then 5 and 2 and 2. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 allowed in the last 3 games. But it does seem like the problem is it seems like once they get him once, all of these games, once they get him once, you're getting them 3, 4, 5 plus times. So you want to keep them.
Well, that's what was interesting about the Titans game is obviously you saw the sack very early for the 8-yard loss. And then other than another time that it was called a sack, but Trevor didn't even hit the ground.
Yeah.
Like that to me was a good way to bounce back for the offensive line.
Yeah, because the last 2, it was 2 and 2, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Look, I think with the Simmons, remember, it just felt weird, because LeQuint came over.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it was
they miscommunicated. So, because I remember when it happened, I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
What? Jeffrey Simmons got a sack already?
Yeah.
First play? Gosh, what is going on? And then I saw the replay. I was like, oh, wait, somebody's stumbling. And then you see 36 come over, and I don't know what he just a little miscommunication.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, and again, those, even with sacks, is the quarterback hanging on too long? Did he not see the guy open? Is he patting the ball or whatever it may be? So, or trying to escape and gets caught from behind, and, it's behind the line. Those are all counted as sacks.
How many sacks since the pull the trigger came out?
The let it rip.
Let it rip.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
The bye
remember
week?
Because-
what that was by.
Yeah, around
Because after that, I
I
don't.
think that was after right before the Cardinals game was the let it
Okay,
rip.
so they got Cardinals had 3
He let it rip.
sacks. Titans had 3 the first time. Then they had none. Indy had none. Jets had none. Then Denver had 5, and then 2 and 2 against Indy and Tennessee.
Wow, we're giving up
So,
some sacks.
like
Yeah.
15.
That's-
But look, we gave up 5 sacks against Denver, but beat them 36 to 20 or 34 to 20?
34 to 20.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with 2 touchdowns, right?
With
So-
a field goal late, that was a garbage time field goal.
Yeah.
If there was such a thing.
That's right.
I think still a lot of that is just not getting rid of the ball on time. Too,
Yeah, could be.
What I was thinking earlier, I was like, as a defensive player, playing against the Jags, you got to study so much because they're all over the place with their formations
and motion.
And usually you get the percentages of who's their favorite guy. Like we don't have a favorite guy. Yep. We use everyone. I think he has a play for every player on that offense, and that's what makes us so difficult because, like you said, every week you have to have different plays. You can't run the same stuff. Right. I mean, you're going to have your base plays, but on the flip side, the defense is going to run what they run. Right. Most coordinators. I mean, like I said, there's only cover 4. There's
only so much you can
There's
play.
only so much you can do. Right. And if you can get a quick read on that, you find a weakness because there's a weakness in every zone. There's a hole in every zone.
All right, I know we got to go to break. Blitz or no blitz, Josh Allen? Taylor, you go first. And I just mean from a general standpoint, are you going to blitz them or are you going to play back and play coverage?
That's a good question. I feel like you would try, but I don't know how heavily you lean into it, honestly.
Peace.
I want some zone disguise blitzes, but not man-to-man blitzes.
Yep. Interesting.
What do you think, Tommy?
I think a combo, but I feel like if you don't get pressure on him and you're just in zone, he's going to pick you apart. Yeah. So I've got to do something. Maybe those zone blitzes Bees is talking about could counteract that.
Yeah, I think you have to mix it up, and you have to send guys that Josh Allen isn't expecting to. And so,
fair. Antonio Johnson, take him out, baby.
I also think on the flip side, to your point, Bees, like if we see a Tim Patrick touchdown or a Quentin Morris touchdown, like none of us will be surprised, but the Bills on the other side will be like, who was that? I thought 17 was Evan Ingram, and he played for the Broncos now. What in the world? Exactly. All right, Lauren's Lane is on the other side. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. What could Jacksonville do better? Find out from one of our best ever as David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Monday from 10 to noon. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Covered by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Have a ball picking the bowls.
You've got the chance to win $1,000 in jewelry from Beard's Diamonds.
Brought to you by Burlock & Barrel American Whiskey.
You pick 'em.
Log on to 1010XL.com and start picking.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler. Bold flavor done right.
Hi, folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right, with Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber, it really did, and it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Zero Res. Huge news for the Florida Gators as their star running back Jaden Ball has announced he will be returning to the University of Florida for the 2026 season. Ball was one of the most sought-after names in all of college football and was being heavily recruited to schools like Texas. Retaining Ball is a huge get for Coach John Summerall and his staff. It's 72 degrees at 3:04. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, Aaron Beasley hanging out with us. RJ Saunders is here. I'm Lauren Brooks. We are going to get it. This is going to shock y'all, but to a little college basketball. Time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
I don't know about y'all, but last night felt very odd with no Monday Night Football.
It was weird.
Like, what are we supposed to do with ourselves? I'm used to watching football tonight.
There was football on?
There was
What
the
a
FCS
game that
championship.
was.
There was a lot of, we talked about missed field goals between Ravens and Steelers, or missed PAT and a missed field goal. Missed field goals in that FCS championship game too, but no NFL football. So tonight, in case you're bored, Florida takes on Georgia. Florida plays host to Georgia, I should say, at 7 o'clock tonight. And for people who don't know, like for instance, Tom and Aaron, I don't know how closely y'all follow Florida and Georgia men's basketball, but the former Florida coach, Mike White, is the head coach in Athens for the University of Georgia. And so you will hear that game, by the way, tonight, 10:10 a.m. and the stream. The pregame starts at 6:30. The game tips off at 7 o'clock. What's fascinating is that Florida is unranked a year after winning the national championship. Georgia comes into Gainesville in the O'Connell Center, ranked 18th in the country. But here is the part that is crazy to me that I had to mention for Lauren's Lane. So Georgia 13-1, Florida is now 13-5. The interesting part to me, Mike White has completely changed how he runs his offense. And I say that because Florida, the Gator fans used to always complain because his offense was so slow. And we knew that he prioritized defense when it came to practices. But the offense, I mean, he had guys that were excellent shooters come to Gainesville and get worse in his tenure, under his tenure. And it was just so frustrating. Yet, now with Georgia leads the nation in points with 99.4. And fast break points, 27 per game, while playing the second fastest tempo in the country, only behind a school named IU Indianapolis.
Well,
I cannot believe that
he learned something.
I know that he's been able to adjust and adapt so much. Keep an eye on Jeremiah Wilkinson. He's a sophomore transfer from Cal. He's averaging over 18 points, but Georgia most recently beat Auburn. That's how Georgia opened up SEC play. They took it to overtime, but won 104-100 over the Auburn Tigers, and he had 31 points in that game. But I just wanted to give credit to Mike White. I don't know how his offensive staff is structured, but that is a complete and total. Like, if I pulled up the numbers, I guarantee Florida would have been like below 100 in tempo when he was the head coach.
Well, I was going to say that's up tempo, right? The fast breaks. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're getting that ball out and hauling ass down the court and trying to make something happen. What did you say? 27%?
27 points per game.
Per game.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's running and gunning, man.
That's Loyola Marymounts.
Yeah.
Bo Kimball, that's my guy.
That's a fun way to play, though. I mean, back in 8th grade when we were 28-1, we used to run and gun it like crazy in the Chicagoland area.
When you were, that was when you were athletic.
That's right. Way back when. That's right. That's right. You want to play one-on-one hoops? I'll go right down the hallway, man. We'll put a net out there and go.
You can't back her in, though.
Oh, yeah.
You got to shoot a jumper, man. No. You're just going to back her in.
It's Shaq.
I know that trick.
It's Shaq.
You want to see the handles, the crossovers.
Okay, I said Florida's 13-5, and then I was like, wait, Florida hasn't played that many games. 9-5. Georgia's 13-1.
So for them, the issue, because I know early on we were talking about the threes, and those
it still hasn't gotten
that's an
much
issue.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida somehow, some way constructed a team. Todd Golden did with transfers that can't really shoot from three, and so that is a massive problem. We look at last year's team; that was one of the strengths for sure.
But they're favored by 9.5.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
Florida
ESPN has been 9.5.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I never look at lines when it comes to college basketball.
Y'all
I
gonna
guess
storm the
just-
court?
We better.
They've had their moments.
I will be so mad if that happens. But since we're talking about Florida, if I'm going to give Mike White credit, then I have to give John Summerall credit. I mentioned earlier, Jaden Baugh able to re-sign with the University of Florida Gators, and I do think that that's a massive get for him.
Yeah.
Obviously, keeping Dallas Wilson, Vernell Brown the third, those are big too. We know that Aaron Philo, now the Georgia Tech backup quarterback, will now be the Florida quarterback, or at least he'll compete with Tramel Jones Jr. out of Mandarin. But I feel like that those are key pieces that Florida fans were probably going to switch a little bit of that energy away from John Summerall if he wasn't able to retain those three.
Yeah, it was funny because I remember when the Jaden Baugh entering the portal came out, and there was several people, including on the station, that were like, "Oh, it's fine. It's Jaden Baugh," and I'm sure now they're like, "Heck yes, we have Jaden Baugh back now." Yeah. I mean, he scored. I was looking at just the amount of touchdowns that came from Jaden Baugh specifically, and he was a massive part of the bit of offense that the Florida had last year. And so I do think that's important to get back. Obviously, Dallas Wilson, and the injury to him was unfortunate because it's somebody that
multiple.
It's something that he was one of the most fun players to watch on that team, honestly, and you lose him. So getting him back and getting those pieces on offense that did feel like there were moments of them kind of meshing and clicking together, it'll be good for them to have that.
Got to
back.
keep your stars, man, as best you can, and the new coach coming in, doing what he's doing and making sure they do come back. Obviously, money's part of it, but also the culture and what he's trying to build. That's got to be a good pitch coming from the coach.
How's the O-line?
Well, they lost a lot of guys
that's
that
always
were
the key.
older, and so they're going to have to rebuild that. I do know that FSU got a quarterback, the former Auburn quarterback Ashton Daniels,
saw that.
committed to Florida State, and so
no DJ Lagway.
No DJ Lagway.
That's what I just
Tallahassee.
He visited yesterday, and I heard that what's his name from Auburn?
Gus
the one they got.
Malzahn? Oh, Ashton Daniels.
Ashton Daniels. He showed up with his Auburn backpack to meet him, but it didn't stop them, I guess, from signing him.
I mean, you got it for free.
Yeah.
Gonna use it until you get a Florida State one. But Gus Malzahn, I don't know that much about Ashton Daniels, but my guess is he's more of a running quarterback, more of a dual threat than DJ Lagway has been. Maybe DJ adds that into his game. Florida fans know he was much more of a straight runner instead of being elusive. And so, the running game wasn't one of his strengths, and I do think that's what Malzahn would want in his offense.
Yeah, I liked hearing, I was telling you off the air, I liked hearing that Chambliss, if he gets the 6 year, goes back to Ole Miss, and then Lacey, the running back. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to have to
Too
pick
bad,
that.
lame. Kitten.
We're going to have to pick
Too
that
bad,
Miami
buddy.
Ole Miss game tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's going to be such a fun game to watch on Thursday night.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure is right. All right, we've got some questions for the 14 teams in the playoffs for the NFL. We'll get to those when it comes to the Jags and the Bills when we return. Keep it right here on Helmets and Heels, 1010 XL, 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios. Some people just can't get enough football.
Could we cut to the chase?
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show, live from Tailgaters Parking, 5 hours before kickoff. Presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting on 1010XL.
When all you have is a hammer, everything is a nail. I'm Dr. George Bari, and like me, I know you have been bombarded with PRP and stem cell treatments from companies that promise the world and charge prices to match. or the surgeon that convinced you the only way to treat your injuries through surgery. At Barry Orthopedics, we offer the best PRP treatment on the market with prices that won't cost you an arm and a leg. We also have the expertise to treat your injury surgically if that is what it entails. We can discuss all surgical and non-surgical options with you and make sure you get the best treatment available. Come see me, Dr. George Barry at Barry Orthopedics.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Litigated by Morgan & Morgan.
It's the Happy Renewal Year sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy one, get one, 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer expires January 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
The playoffs are here, and it is time to get excited. This is Hayes Carlion. Listen to my playoff perspectives on 1010XL and our social channels, brought to you by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. A new year is the perfect time to make sure your car is ready for the road ahead. And nothing gives you more confidence than a fresh set of tires from my friends at Big Chief Tire. I've trusted them for years. They take great care of me, and they'll take great care of you. Start 2026 with a smoother, safer ride. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief get you rolling.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and with Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Trevor Lawrence, more or less than 220 passing yards. LeBron James, more or less than 27 points. It's just that simple. And now Prize Picks has early payouts. If your lineup is off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out before the game even finishes. At Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. You can choose Flex Play, and you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. Or Power Play for the biggest payouts. And all Prize Picks withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use promo code 1010XL and get $50 in lineups instantly when you place $5 in lineups. That's promo code 1010XL to get $50 instantly in lineups when you place $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Cruising along on Helmets and Heels on this beautiful Tuesday. Jaguars in the playoffs and have a home playoff game that comes up this Sunday as the Jags play host to the 12-5 Buffalo Bills. Jags, of course, AFC South champions at 13-4, and they stiff-armed the Houston Texans down the stretch, even though the Texans won more games. Thankfully, the Jags beat the Texans in that first matchup. Of course, lost that second matchup in that awful fashion. But I think we would all point to that as being certainly one of the turning points of the season. And so if it took that 19-point collapse to Houston, then you know what? That's what happens. You turn that around thanks to Anthony Campanile in that fourth quarter. And and ever since then, obviously, the Jags have been playing great. All right, so Jarrett Bell of USA Today Sports has 14 questions for the 14 playoff teams. We'll focus on the Jags and the Bills for now. First up, the Bills. Can Josh Allen cover for the shaky Bills run defense with playoff nemesis Mahomes not in the mix? You can't blame the reigning NFL MVP for licking his chops like this might be the Super Bowl year. Yet the 28th ranked run D, yielding 5.1 yards per rush, has allowed a few running backs to rip off the type of huge yardage games that could be disastrous in the playoffs. Here are those numbers: 169, 170, 174, and 148.
Yeah.
That's why I put 170 as my guess. So need that.
I would listen. I mean, with Josh Allen, the answer is yes. He can outscore just about anybody. You know, obviously our defense can be up to the challenge and control some of that, or hopefully most of that. But he's that kind of player. I mean, he is. He can take over a game. We've seen him do it before, but. Hopefully with Campanile's game plan and the fire that we're going to bring to the table, he's not going to have much of a chance. So let's go back to what was the year we won 9-0 and Josh Hines Allen had 3 sacks. Remember that right at home?
Yeah.
Remember that?
9-6, I think.
9-6.
What's
Yeah,
that?
9-6.
What year?
The score was
I was saying the
Not
score
96.
was
Yeah,
96.
96. I was like 96. No, I don't think it was 96. Now you throw me off.
What?
Heath and I were both
right.
saying
What?
9.
What year was it?
What year?
96? What? I thought that was 6-7. I don't know. But no, he had. Remember that because
Yeah.
they were really good that year and we weren't. But he had a monster game, and we shut down.
That was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
when the
it's not
Jags
too
won
far away.
9-6, thanks
Yeah,
to a lot of
there you go.
sacks by Josh Hines Allen,
That's
then
right.
Josh
Then
Allen.
Josh
It was Josh Allen
Yeah.
on Josh Allen crime. Yeah, that's a
Get
good
a
one.
little bit of that going.
But
Yeah.
I don't think they have that kind of pass protection that we can't just have a 4-man rush. You know,
Their O-line's pretty good though.
I mean, yes, but
line's pretty
like the
good.
way we've been playing lately, I mean, I feel like we can do a lot of twists and some games inside.
Yeah.
But I feel like our best thing is when we're in coverage and we slow those receivers down. They don't really have. I mean, they have Cooks as the main threat, their deep threat right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
But otherwise, I would think that we should be able to lock down.
You know,
those
they
guys.
also have Brandon Cooks as a receiver. He's not one of their leading receivers by any means,
That's
but
what I
he's
meant,
been
Cooks.
a Jags. Yeah, they have the James Cook, obviously, the running back,
Yeah.
and then Cooks, one of the receivers. He's been a Jags killer in the past.
Yeah.
So even though he hasn't done a ton this season, he has like 150 receiving yards. He still
They got him
scares
pretty
me.
late.
He got wheels still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've got number 10, who's pretty darn good. He's a good slot receiver. Shaziz.
Khalil
Khalil
Shakir.
Shakir. I love Khalil.
Yeah, he's good. Shakir, yeah, that's his name. He's a really good player.
And the tight ends.
And the tight ends are really good. There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt.
Kincaid
So
and Knox for
we're going to
sure.
have to take care of both of them. They are both legit scoring threats.
They're kind of
and
like
good
us
players.
on offense.
Yeah.
I mean, they spread the ball around. You never know
Yep,
who's
I
going to
said that
get
yesterday, Bees.
it. They don't have that big time, big name receiver.
Right.
And you know that's the most dangerous.
Although one of the Jags receivers, sorry Tom, one of the Jags receivers, depending on how this playoff run goes, could end up emerging, or potentially Strange, I suppose.
Number
too.
7?
But
I'm
could
thinking 7.
could emerge. It could also be Jacoby. Like if,
Yeah.
if the Jags were to make it to the Super Bowl and one of the receivers, because they have obviously multiple weapons, but if one of them ends up having a great playoff run, kind of like De'Ami Brown did for the Commanders last
Parker
year.
Washington.
Right.
Yeah,
T-Wash.
I mean, there's options there for sure. Like it could be that then teams and or media is talking about like, oh, this defense has to hone in on said player. But again, to your point, right now Trevor has so many weapons.
Yeah. Which I couldn't remember how late. So I knew they got Brandon Cooks late. He didn't go to Buffalo until week 11. And so he didn't really do much the first 4 games with them, but then he had 101 yards when they played Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last
that's
week.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
2
bad
weeks
weather.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be a big play guy. They're
Yeah.
going to try us deep with
Yeah,
him.
for sure.
Yeah, because remember, the
gotta.
Bills beat the Jets without pretty much any of their starters playing to end the season. All right, I'm going to ask each of y'all to answer this question. Jarrett Bell has an answer for it, but I'll tell you his answer after the fact. But Bees, I'll start with you. His question, what makes the Jaguars so dangerous? We kind of just talked about it
I
with
know,
the
yeah.
different weapons, but
I was just going to say the versatility on offense, not knowing where the ball's going, not having a guy that he just locks on to. I feel like the play calling has been excellent as well. Just, there's a different wrinkle every week. Because I sat back in there all 22 angle, and I'm like, man, I didn't never see that play. And like that dig that he threw to Parker Washington, oh man,
thing of beauty.
that still winds in my head because it was like I was right
Yeah.
there,
Yep.
and I said, and as soon as I said throw it, he threw it.
Were
But
y'all together at that moment?
No.
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 Okay.
no, Tom came in with his Terminator shades. I didn't, he didn't even see me at first. Yo, How you doing?
I heard your voice.
But I just feel like our versatility, and then our defense makes us dangerous because the way we attack the ball and the way we cause turnovers, that's not by accident. It's been happening consistently all year. And when you have that kind of defense, it's going to carry over because I was talking to Coach on the way out. You know, he's a defensive guy too.
Coach Duffner.
Yeah, Coach Duffner. And, you know, that's the main thing. When you watch all these playoffs, the teams that win the playoff or turnover battle are going to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, he took all the answers.
There you go.
Is there
I
more
was
that
about to
y'all
kind of play off his a little bit in the sense of I was about to say one of the most dangerous because I think you can list several things, but to me it's just field position in general. When you're with the return game, Parker's been incredible. The return guys in general, forcing the turnovers has given them really good field position in general, and I think that helps because you also have a kicker that can make it. You get midfield, and you're able to make kicks. So I think that's factored into a lot of things too. Because when you're starting on the 45 and the 50 every time you get the ball, your offense doesn't have to force certain things to happen, and so I think that's been super beneficial. And that's punt returns, that's kick returns, that's just making plays in general when it comes to taking the ball away. So that's one of the things that stands out with me with this team. That when you feel like maybe there has been moments of, okay, they need to fix X, Y, and Z, they've always been able to make a big play, whether it's taking the ball away or someone running it back 50, 60 yards.
Do you want to go? You want to go? Ladies first. You want to?
The only thing.
Oh, you already got the answer, but
no, I mean
from Jared. But what would your answer be?
Yeah, I do have his answer, which pretty much hits on everything B says. I would say the toughness and the mental toughness in addition to physical toughness and their ability to have won these close games and to overcome adversity. Like those to me are intangibles that make this team really dangerous because they believe in each other. Because they do play complementary football, to Taylor's point. What would you say, Tom?
I was thinking about it too because you could say Trevor, obviously, but aside from Trevor,
a number one run defense.
How about our unsung heroes that have really stepped up? You know, like Parker Washington going into this year. He's not an unsung hero to us, but you know, in that general sense. LaQuint Allen, what he does, kickoff return and the blitz pickups and all that kind of stuff.
Ray and Lane,
absolutely. Antonio Johnson's emerging into an unbelievable safety. Like all these guys' games have just really gotten better and better. So I think it's that, and that's
Dewey probably too. Like I don't
you can
think
throw
Andrew
Dewey in there.
Wheeler-
You can throw a bunch of guys in there. You sure could.
Buster and Jarian.
Jari Gardeck, for sure. The O-line to a certain degree, but it's that attitude again. You know, it's like, hey, everybody's important, and Bees knows as a coach, like when you got your star players, and then you got your starters, and then you got your grunts, and then you got your backups, your special teams, and all that. They all have to feel extremely important to the team. Like their role matters. Even if they never see the field on game day, their role during the week matters. You're pushing in practice. You're working out hard in the weight room. It gets contagious. People want to, hey, what are you doing over there? I want to do it too, that kind of stuff. You know, if that's like the number one thing a coach can do is make sure everybody in that room, and I don't care what level we're talking about, you all matter. And you all are extremely important to this team. And you can see that that is the message because they all feel like they're superstars. They all have their own role. And they're thriving in that role. Those guys we just named and others, they're thriving in these roles. And to me, that's A, having the right player, and B, having that right coach, giving that, you know, that right message and everybody believing in it. But I'd say the unsung heroes have really stood out, man.
Even DJ Dallas, right?
Yeah,
like
throw him in there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think it's impressive that you've gotten a guy like De'Ami Brown. You paid him $10 million. All through training camp, he was a star. And we thought he'd be a focal point of this offense, right? And like you mentioned, Tom, early in the season, he was getting the ball on those end arounds and everything. And then eventually he started to not be a part of the offense, and he was inactive even a week. Last week he got in, but it was more towards, the end when Nick Mullins was in. And yet he's still, I think if his number's called on Sunday to make a play, he's going to make a play. He's not going to say, "Woe is me! I didn't get the amount of targets that I was hoping for this season." And things.
He makes $10 million. I wouldn't either.
But that's only for this year. That's not like he signed.
That'll last me a little while.
Guarantee you, they've been studying what he did for Washington last year.
Postseason.
And seeing, hey, maybe we can bring this back for our postseason. He can shine then.
I mean, look at the defensive players that have been inactive. At times it was well, we've seen Mason Smith the last 2 weeks be inactive. At times it was Devon Smoot,
Trayvon
Emmanuel
Walker.
Ogba. Like there were guys that were made healthy scratches that have able to then still come in and make plays when need.
What do you think in reverse, Buffalo side? We're having this conversation. What do you, if we were to ask Buffalo, what makes them the team they are? Do you think they'd say Josh Allen or the run game first right now?
That's a great question.
Run game.
Yeah,
I think both because you put Josh Allen in the run game too. Yeah, with the 14 rushing touchdowns.
I'd say their O-line's good, man. They're physical, too. Those tackles, Deion Dawkins, Brown, and then Cyrus. Cyrus, yeah, the kid from Florida. I mean, it's gonna be. That's what's gonna be fun about
One
it.
thing Billy Napier did right, ladies and gentlemen. One thing. He developed him at Louisiana, brought him to Florida.
He was sitting there for us, and we passed him twice, I think, and I was like, oh, man, that guy's a total beast. But whatever, they have him, and we like what we have right here in Jacksonville.
They're not going to say kicker, Taylor. They're not going to say that.
Who is the kicker for them? Do
I
we
don't know if they're going to bring Badgley back or what, because Prater got hurt. So I don't know what their plan is.
That
as
could
of
be
now.
big. That
I heard
could be big
he
for
talked
us.
about it in the press conference today, and it sounds like they don't know yet what they're doing.
Yeah. You know, it's been, we could talk about our kicker, too, how awesome he's been. Both those 67 and 60-yarder right before half. That's a weapon and a half, and no pun intended. You know what I mean?
Momentum.
Momentum going in. Think about it. When he hit the first one, that changed the momentum of the entire
Raiders
game. Right? Everyone's like, that was our Super Bowl, like, boom. And then we go into the halftime, we're all like, no, let's go in. And then we end up figuring out how to win that game. So, again, I said it yesterday. Every time we see Mike Collins, call him money. Because he was money. Yeah. And you need a money kicker, and we have one at Cam Little.
And I think especially because no matter what the situation, if you're going in and the Bills get the ball first on the other half, you're putting more points on the board before they get the chance to get the ball again. But reverse, if not, then you're saying, hey, whatever, we get the ball back and we can score from 67 yards, whatever the case may be. So it's just such a weapon to have somebody like that. And you said it earlier in the week, and it really stuck out. The teams that have the kickers are the ones in the postseason that you're really seeing kind of move on because they're making those in clutch moments.
Ask the Ravens.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's other plays that cost them the game, but there you are. The kicker's there. His job is to
wide
what?
rights and all of
Hit
those
the
stories.
kick, and he misses. You know, it's tough. It's a tough gig.
It is.
It's a tough gig.
You got to have ice in your veins, and so far we've seen Cam Little do it. All right, so here is Jarrett Bell's official answer. Beyond the hot quarterback and not attractiveness-wise, Trevor Lawrence has a 15-1 touchdown to interception ratio since Week 13, and a defense that thrives on takeaways, 31, of course, second in the NFL, while stuffing the run, 0.75 rushers allowed. Considered quality wins. The Jags are 3-1 against other AFC playoff teams, splitting against Houston while posting convincing wins against the Chargers and the Broncos.
Yeah. Fair?
Well,
Fair, man.
I say take the weather away from the Philly game. I think they showed the blueprint of how to stop that run, though. Yep. You know, they were coming off the ball, and linebackers were getting downhill. You know, that's going to be the whole game, because in a game like this, you want it to be a shorter game. You want their offense on the field less.
Yeah.
You know, and for them, it's going to be the same thing, because you know the games and the teams are so close together as far as talent wise and skill wise that it's just going to be one or two plays that wins a game like this.
You know, it's funny you say it. So every time there's a run play, I'm watching on TV, offense or defense. So if we're on defense, I'm always yelling, come up. Like, don't go east-west. Go north-south. Come up. And then when our backs, like, hit the hole. Don't go outside. Go up, and then you can go outside. If once you get to that second
Close ground.
level. Yeah, exactly. Just hit that north-south button and get going. And linebackers, too. You got to make those, you got to be aggressive in that. And you got to be a sure tackler, but you got to be aggressive. And you always got to play together, man. If you're the outside backer, turn it into your cavalry, because here they come. And if you're the backside, don't overrun it, because you're the last line of defense. That focus and that just doing those techniques are massive for a defense.
And it's like, I go back to last year, you can see the attention to detail, though. You know, they're not making those mistakes.
No.
And that's the whole difference. Like, I'm used to last year something big happening.
Yeah.
It's
against
not
us, you mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
against it. And it's not happening because these guys are on the same page. I mean, we lost Jordan, but my man 22. I'm such a number. I'm such a numbers guy.
Yeah, Jarian.
But Jarian comes in, and it doesn't look like we lost anything
At all.
He looks.
he's
I mean,
a baller.
he was like that at Florida State too. I mean, he's just one of them guys that gravitate to him. He loves the game, and you can see it when he plays out there.
Yeah, he's got a great attitude, and he's really come one of the unsung guys. Just making plays, man. Get your opportunity, and make it happen.
And we talked about it last week. Jarian wasn't, I'm sure, none too pleased when they originally brought Jordan Lewis in free agency, and then they make the trade Tyson Campbell, Greg Newsome, and he's not seeing the field as much as he wanted to. And then now look what's happened. Yeah. Yep. He's a guy that has some interceptions, and I feel like is one of the vocal leaders.
Never give up, LB.
That's
Never
right.
give up.
Never give up. More to do on the other side. Keep it right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and heels.
Protected by
Green Law Group. For the insured. Fighting for you.
Game day doesn't end after the game. It's not complete without the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter with hacker Leon and Coach Gerald Ingram. Flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting on 1010XL.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision, so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit southstatebank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Backed by
Morgan & Morgan.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey, life can get a little hectic at times, and no one has time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this position, due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. What's up, Jacksonville? It's Tom McManus, and I know injuries suck, and if you get injured out there, check out Morgan & Morgan, the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases that you may be dealing with. And they make filing a claim easy and don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people, that's right. Visit forthepeople.com or hit pound law from your cell. Pound law, that's all.
The best wings in town are coming to River City Marketplace. Leon Cersei here. Wingstop is opening another North Jacksonville location soon at the end of December. You always get fresh, made-to-order wings in 11 flavors, including original, hot, garlic parm, and of course, lemon pepper. Wingstop now has 18 locations in Jacksonville, always open until 1 a.m. So skip the wait and order your wings online at wingstop.com and swing by to pick up at the brand new Wingstop location in River City Marketplace.
Looking for a dealership that treats you like family? Come to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they are North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with their lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, where tradition meets trust. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
I was just reading a tweet that I thought was kind of more just, we were mocking it a little bit. Somebody on Twitter had posted, Dan Mitchell, I don't know who it is, his bio just says NFL content creator. Okay. But he said the Jaguars have the best run defense take is just like the Bills have the best secondary take. Jaguars have allowed 1,455 rushing yards, which is the fewest in the NFL, but they've only faced 369 rush attempts, which is the 32nd in the NFL. And then in reverse, the Bills have allowed 2,894 passing yards, which is the fewest in the NFL, but have only faced 277 pass attempts, which is 31st in the NFL. And he says offenses don't avoid Jacksonville's run defense because it's elite. They throw because the secondary has flaws, and offenses don't avoid Buffalo's secondary because it's elite. They run because the run defense has flaws. He said neither is bad, neither is elite. Run the ball versus Jacksonville is what he said.
Well, first of all, to counter that, we're also 3.9 yards per carry,
Correct.
which is best in the league. So that just throws that out the window. And they're at 6.2 yards per attempt, under 60%. So they are a good secondary. There's no doubt about it. Not a lot of deep plays being made across from them. But to say we're not elite on the back end, what do we got 23 interceptions.
Yeah, 22, yeah.
But that's pretty elite. 22.
I can just remember because it's Jarian's number.
Yeah. The one thing I don't know if turnovers, you can just say that because I obviously watched Chicago too, and the Bears have a ton of turnovers, but everything else on defense is terrible. The difference is the Jags have a really good run defense and can cover well too. It's not just the takeaways. They can do everything, and I think that's the difference. You have a defense that is good at all three levels, and I think that's one of the best things that we've watched from Jacksonville kind of progress throughout the season.
Yeah. I'd like to see a little bit, we were talking about the blitz, Josh Allen or not, but, during the not too long, I didn't see it a lot last week because they did a lot of four-man rush, where they put 6 or 7 on the line, and there could be 5 over here and 2 here, and you think the 5 are coming, and they drop, and then, or 3 drop, and 2 go, and then there's 4, or, he's just mixing it up where you don't know where they're coming from. If he can get any of that going, Campanelli against Josh Allen, and surprise him a little bit. The one good thing about our safeties, including Dewey, they're really good blitzers. Mm-hmm. I don't know how Dewey does it, but he seems to always really blitz well. Antonio Johnson can knock, what out. Without a doubt, he's that kind of player. So, yeah, these guys aren't afraid. And Campanelli's not afraid to bring them. I think when you bring linebackers, sometimes they can be picked up pretty easily. Mm-hmm. You just got to beat your guy. But a lot of times when you get those guys up on the line and you're throwing nickel and corner or safety, you can throw off that line protection a little bit and get a free rusher to the QB.
That's a good thing because it's been on video now. You know what I mean? That we do bring people from different angles. Yep. Because I've been on defenses where the same guy blitzes and he gets picked up, He's blitzing,
You know why he's
I lined up at
he
nickel.
Blocked,
I was the nickel when it happened. And I got to take on a left tackle. That's not fun.
Yeah, right.
But I just think, we're not the biggest man-to-man team. And I think that'll help us because I think so much more is on our rush lanes and how we get to Josh Allen compared to the blitzing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I feel like we have the defensive backs that can stick these guys and cover these guys, but we just have to be able to stay in our lanes. Yep. If we're doing games, I think that's going to be a big thing, twist in games to get our speed guys underneath. And I just think when you put Trayvon inside, man, he's so versatile in there. I really think that's been a big thing for our defense.
And that's the thing with the pass rush. Just going up the field, Allen's just going to step up and go outside. I mean, you got to get it from up. Like Eric Armstead's got to have a monster day. I mean, without a doubt. He's going to be a tall order because they're a good offense line. McGovern, their center's really good as well.
Well, he better after this last 24 hours.
No kidding. But he does. We got to get that push from the inside.
And get your hands up, too.
Yeah.
make sure that if there's a ball that you can bat down, you get that accomplished because that'll be helpful. Bill Belichick was on Sirius XM and he was asked about this matchup between the Bills and the Jags. Here's what he had to say. The Jaguars have just been rolling and Trevor's had a good year. Buffalo's got a lot of playoff experience. I mean, they're certainly a hard team. That'll be a tough out. But again, at this point in time, it's not about what you've done.
Yep.
It's about where you are and how you can play on game day. It's in Jacksonville. I'm sure there will be a lot of energy there. Playoff experience, if it comes down to a tight game, is probably going to favor Buffalo. But it'll be a lot of football before we get to the final couple minutes. And Jacksonville is doing a lot of things well at this point. I do feel like, I even hate to say this out loud, I feel like if a team wins by double digits, it'll be the Jags winning by double digits. Just because of the way that the Jags have been able to punish teams most of the time, especially the Chargers and the Broncos. Those are the really good teams in the AFC South. Those games were not that close down the stretch. That's what I feel like today.
I just want to win.
But absolutely, yes, of course. We'll all take the 1 point win. It does not matter what it looks like. It could be 3-2. It could be a soccer game score, and we'll all take that.
Yeah, and look, like we said during the break, you throw out all the stats come Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to be.
We just have to pour over them all week.
Who's going to make the plays?
Who's going to make the plays? Listen, I'll tell you one stat. Sorry to cut you off, Beast. One stat that I do think is important to look at. I did it with the Denver Broncos. We had 8 common opponents. We matched up well. You look at how we played them, when we played them, who won, lost, differential in points, and you do that with the Bills. It's kind of same. I mean, we're tight. It's going to be a tight game.
Absolutely.
I'd be surprised if it was a 2-point, like a double-digit win by anybody. But we match up really well with them. I mean, there's just no other way to look at it. That means great on paper. It doesn't matter on game day. Anything can happen on game day. But that's why I picked them early. I'm looking at the common opponents. I'm like, okay, they beat them by a little. We beat them by a lot. Just going through it, and it matches up well. So I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think they're both going to score points. I do. I don't think anyone's shutting anybody down. Because I think both quarterbacks are that good. Trevor's on fire. And I agree with Coach Belichick, and Bees will too. Like, the hottest teams are the most dangerous teams. It don't matter if you're a wild card, you're getting the bye, whatever. The hottest teams usually are the most dangerous teams in the playoffs.
The confidence, I mean, that's the main thing in this game. Like, I was thinking earlier about, like, how you prepare for a game like this. And, like, as a defensive back, I always wanted to make a play, and it's like, where are your plays going to be made? And you go back and watch so much film. That's what the best thing about, the playoffs is. You just have that one opponent that you lock in on when you're watching your film. Well, we watch VHS. We was watching VHS, But I just feel like there are plays you can make on Josh Allen. I mean, he can revert back to the old Josh Allen, trying to do too much, and that becomes all part of the defense stopping the run.
Yeah.
Because now, once you stop that and you shut that down, they don't have those kind of receivers that really can take the top off of defense. Yeah, they have Brandon Cooks, but we know what he is, and you just got to know when he's in the game. I'm sure he has a package that is, double move or some kind of crossing route that they're going to try to open things up with him. But, I mean, Josh Allen, to me, this year he showed that, I mean, without the threat of the receivers, without a number one receiver, and you shut the run game, he can be beat.
Yeah. The tight end's a little concerned. You got to take care of them. Lauren asked a great question yesterday about, would you spy Josh Allen? Like with Devin Lloyd maybe, or Antonio Johnson. I thought maybe on occasion.
Who's your spy, really?
Mix it all up.
You don't want him out. You don't want to let him out.
Mix it all up. You have so many. I like the package when they all stand across the line in the secondary. You don't know what coverage we're in.
Right.
I mean, you got all guys on the line of scrimmage. You got to just mix it up. You got to make him read on the fly. So when he says hut, he don't know what coverage.
Bottom line, he's a big guy. There's no doubt. But every quarterback can get hurt. So hurt him.
Oh, he went the old school route.
I mean, look,
hurt him. Get to the second quarterback.
Cam Moore got hurt. That was a clean hit. I'm sorry he got hurt. But,
he's okay.
He'll be fine.
You're out for the day.
Game,
we did our job.
To head home. If it was a playoff game, Cam Ward's coming back in the second half.
My point is, if Josh is going to run, just make him pay for running. That's all.
Look,
he'll run through you also. He's
he
one
will.
of those
He's
guys.
a big guy.
Get that foot.
But he won't run over Devin Lloyd. Devin can smack him up a little
Same
bit.
with Foye. But everyone says, well, Trevor shouldn't be throwing this many interceptions, and he's thrown 12 this year in year 5. Josh Allen threw 10. He's in year 8. So to your point, Bees, make him pay.
When you guys were watching film, did you have to be kind and rewind when you were done with the film watching on your VHS?
Like Blockbuster.
That remote back then got some work. That rewind button was stuck.
Remember the 8mm when you had
8
to
milli.
cut and paste and like do all this stuff with the tape?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was
It's-
interesting.
What's always hard, too, is when you're talking to someone who's in their 20s, you have to pause and be like, wait, do you know what Blockbuster is?
Right.
And then you're nervous for the answer. All right, I'll bring you today's Pest of the Day on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
This is Helmets and Heels.
Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010 Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie. All those festive holiday feasts probably have added a few extra pounds, but here's the thing. You can make this the year you finally lose the weight safely and for good. Now, you know by now my daughter Amber kicked off the journey with Awaken 180 weight loss back in the summer. You ready for this? She's lost 100 pounds in 6 months. Man, is she proud of that. 100 pounds. And she really did it with this really, really good plan. There's no shots, no medications, no supplements, just real food and a proven plan. That's right, with Awaken 180, you can still enjoy your favorite food and drink. No more yo-yo diets or feeling deprived. The structured program empowers you to control your eating without hunger. It really is doable. Don't just resolve to make the change. Make the change. Call Awaken 180 today and take that first small step. Book your consultation now, 1-844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It worked for Amber. It really did. And it can work for you. Awaken 180 weight loss.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Still time to swing by Chick-fil-A and grab a peppermint chip milkshake, peppermint chip frosted coffee, or the peppermint iced coffee from Chick-fil-A. Whether you're in the mood for something sweet and creamy or made with coffee, these drinks are a classic way to treat yourself or those you love. Peppermint beverages are at Chick-fil-A for a limited time only, so stop by your local restaurant or order in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Helmets and Heels Tuesday.
Litigated by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Have you ever dreamed of owning a handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm? Well, now you can. This is Frank Frangie for the farm in Okefenokee, just an hour north of Jacksonville in Folkestone. With only 250 cabins at full build-out, it's a rare chance to live off-grid, but not alone, in a community grounded in nature, food, and purpose. The amenities include a 2,300-acre hunting lease. Learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
What Major League Baseball player has the most stolen bases in his career?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Oakland A's outfielder Ricky Henderson stole 1,406 bases during his career, including 130 in 1982.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
1 segment to go. Taylor Dahl, Aaron Beasley. Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Today's Terminix Pest of the Day comes at you from the world of NASCAR. Terminix can handle all of your pest control issues so you will not have any, just like Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. They come to our house and take care of any issues that we have. Usually we don't have any because they do such a fantastic job. You can trust their technicians like we do. Terminix.com, Terminix.com. If you haven't been following, Steve Phelps used to be the commissioner of NASCAR. He was the commissioner for 20 years. But recently there was a lawsuit between Michael Jordan and some others, Denny Hamlin amongst them, and they were trying to sue NASCAR, and they ended up settling, right? So some of his texts, because it was a long discovery process, some of his texts were revealed recently. Yeah. Here's the one that I'm going to pick on. So he called team owner, Hall of Fame, of course, team owner Richard Childress, a stupid redneck who needs to be taken out back and flogged. Oh. He also called Childress an idiot and an ass clown. So Steve Phelps, you should have stepped down. You probably shouldn't have even had your post for 20 years for saying any of that in a text. Like, if you're going to say that to a buddy, I suppose it's not on the record. Yeah. But don't even say that to a friend. That's ridiculous.
Texts are forever. Just so you know. Put it out there. It's going to be there forever.
Ay. All right, Tom, let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hey, it's super exciting about Jaden Baugh, but I wanted to talk to you about Mike White. Did you see that the Georgia basketball team leads the nation in points scored, leads the nation in fast break points scored per game, and has the second fastest tempo in the country?
By Valentine's Day, they'll be outside the top 50 in all those categories. So, starting tonight, when they get embarrassed in Gainesville.
Fair enough. Jaden Baugh will return to Florida. How exciting is that?
Oh, it's fantastic. Almost 1,200 yards on the ground last year, and we all remember what he did against Florida State. So it's a fantastic message too, not just to the Gator fan base, but to the nation that John Summerall, is got something going there, and the retention's been magnificent. I mean, it's not just Jaden Baugh; they've retained everybody. Then there's, optimism that Jaden Woods is gonna come back to Florida as well. So we may get that word as early as tonight. So, yeah, I think a really exciting time for the Gators. So we'll talk all about it coming up on the Frangie Show, and also football game on Sunday that we might get into. Yeah.
And DJ Lagway not going to be the Florida State starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's a shame. But they were able to salvage things by getting Ashton Daniels, who threw 24 touchdowns and 22 interceptions in his 4-year college career. So, I mean, obviously, you can lock up his spot in New York next year. Yeah, well, we don't know who the other Heisman finalists will be, but clearly he will be among them. So, lots to break down coming up on the Frangie Show.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Hayes. We will certainly be listening. Bees, where are you going to be Sunday watching Jags taking on the Bills?
I'll be there.
And everywhere.
I'm probably sit in one seat this whole game.
Oh.
I doubt that.
I'd put money on that one.
I doubt it. I need like a little camera and just follow my, like a little 360 camera and just walk around.
Man.
It would be
Get the glasses.
It would be like
the meta glasses.
It would be like a show. I'm telling you, I have too much fun. That's why I was wondering what I was even going to say today. I was like, I didn't even see half the game. Half the game, I was just talking to people.
We won 41-7. I think you're all right.
I saw the first series. I was like, oh, we got this.
Well, the first series actually was terrible.
I watched until we scored. I was like, once we scored, I was like, we're good.
And how do you feel about this game on Sunday?
Turnovers. That's what it is about, Who's going to make the play that changes the game? And to me, it's going to be down to one play, Though, the game, of course, is more plays, but just one special play is going to change the momentum, and that's when we're going to come with the win.
Let's manifest that being like a Trayvon Walker.
Well, I have done that, though, I have predicted a couple interceptions in my life,
Do it again on Sunday.
I'm calling Buddha.
All right, Bees. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today. Certainly we'll talk to you next week. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, Aaron Beasley, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, one day closer to the playoff game. But don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next. So keep it right here on the Superstation, 1010XL 92.5 FM.